Yes, hello, welcome back to glorious Riyadh. We are now at the business end of fight week. We are now just hours away from the ultimate showdown. Frank Warren versus Eddie Hearn, Queensberry versus Matchroom. They've picked 5 fighters and they want to get the ultimate bragging rights. Today is all about the weigh-in, and I'm delighted to be in the company of the author of The Knockout, Mr. Andy Clark, and the man who always delivers knockouts, Mr. Moses Atama. How are we?
He could well be in the sequel, I think.
Yeah, I think
Something
so.
like that, man.
Moses,
Like that.
I mean, look, you fought out here. I guess you love it out here, right? Just looking around as well. They really make a show out in Riyadh, don't they?
100%. It's something I definitely ain't seen before. I believe this is how big it gets, really. Like what other bigger? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, they really are investing into this, and I'm looking forward to the card.
It's a great card, and Andy, we had the press conference yesterday. I think the most intense thing were the face-offs, because it felt like all of the fighters had to be kind of pulled away. Everyone was just staring through each other.
Yeah, the face-offs were great.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you want from them. You want some meaning, and they went on a long time, and nobody had a white piece of paper to kind of put between the two of them, and nobody wants to look away, nobody wants to get pulled away, and I was all over that, because that's exactly what you want. And it's not surprising, because for all of these fighters, these are massive fights. For a couple of them, they're make or break fights. For all of them, they're at this point the biggest fight they could realistically get, and a win would be huge for every single one of these 10. A defeat wouldn't necessarily be terminal for all of them, but it would be a massive blow.
Let me bring you in, Moses. I mean, Deontay Wilder, it feels like he is the man heading into this with the biggest question mark around him. Is he still that guy? Can he still do it? Can he still pull the trigger?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I haven't been in this camp, so I'm not sure. It's definitely something that we'll see, or we'll find out Saturday night. Judging from his last performance, it don't look like he had it. But then yet again, his whole demeanor has changed. He's not the same Deontay Wilder that I was been in press conference being like, I'm grateful, this, that, X, Y, Z. I think he's more like, I belong on this stage and I'm gonna do something bad. And I feel like that's the demeanor he needs. And I feel like if he brings it out on Saturday night, it'll be definitely fireworks.
But he's taking on Big Bang Sheeraz, and we know he brings all sorts of fireworks.
Yes.
It's a fascinating fight, Moses.
It's a very good matchup. I'm looking forward to it. If I'll be honest, it's very, very close. It's very close, but we'll see, because Wilder does seem to have an engine and Zhang seems not to, so we'll see.
For me, Andy, it's the one that I can't figure out, because it's kind of, it's up to Wilder, it feels like. If he's still that guy, then maybe he can just knock out Sheeraz, like, you know, and just approach him and stand over him like he used to do with so many opponents. But if he's not, he won't.
It was interesting talking to Malik Scott the other day, wasn't it? Because he was saying that basically with somebody like Wilder, who's got this incredible natural punching power, you don't really need to kind of help him with that, because he's capable of knocking you out from any angle. But what you can do is help him line it up. And he never lined it up against Parker, did he? And I think he went into that fight feeling like, look, I've got 36 minutes to land this right hand. It'll happen at some point. And that was kind of the vibe he had. But against a good fighter, that won't work. You know, you have to have a plan as to how you're going to land it, because if you do land it, you know what it can do.
Well, let's head over to RMC Thomas Triber.
Weigh in for 5 versus 5. A great night of World Championship Boxing tomorrow, live from Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions and Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, in conjunction with Riyadh Season, National Event Center, the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Gold Star Promotions, and Sella. This great event will be shown live worldwide on DAZN pay-per-view and in the UK on TNT Sports Box Office and DAZN. At this time, we would like to extend a big thank you to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey, Al Sheikh.
Oh, Ben.
Let's get the weigh-in process started. Our first two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the WBA Featherweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome the challenger, representing Queensberry from Liverpool, England. He brings a professional record consisting of 19 wins, no defeats, 1 draw, 11 of his 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former WBC Featherweight World Title Challenger, Nick the Wrecking Bull.
Well, here comes Nick. Here comes Nick, the Wrecking Bull, introduced there as the former WBC World Featherweight title challenger. Many feel he should be the WBC World Featherweight champion. Held to a draw by Ray Vargas back in March. Many feel that he actually won that fight.
And now let's welcome the defending world champion representing Matchroom. From Camden, New Jersey, USA, he brings an undefeated record with 15 wins, 1 draw, 8 of his 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBA Featherweight Champion of the World, Ray Savage Ford.
Well, here comes the defending champion, very much Team Matchroom. Donned in the tracksuit, made his intentions very clear at the press conference. Believes that he can win this fight any way that he likes. First defense of his world title. He won in such dramatic fashion last time out against Kalmatov. 7 seconds left in that fight.
To the scale, the challenger.
Let's have a look at Nick Bull on the scales now.
125.8 for Nick the Wrecking Bull.
Well, as expected, Nick Bull indeed does make weight. The official weights were actually done earlier today.
Now to the scale, the defending world champion. $125.4 for Ray Savage Ford.
There was a lot of conversation about Ray Ford and this weight division. He talked about moving up to 130, very much stuck to 126 for this fight, and defends against Nick Bull.
They both made it earlier without any dramas. I do think he's tight at the weight, Ray Ford, but everybody's tight at the lower weights. It's always difficult to make it. I've seen him around this week quite a lot, and he has looked low on energy. He's been moving quite slowly. Funnily enough, I've seen him in a canteen a few times. I don't know what he's been doing there, basically torturing himself, watching everybody else eat. But Nick's got this down to an absolute fine art, Nick Bull, because I saw him come up earlier before the weigh-in where he had a jump on the scales. I think he might have still had just a tiny bit left to go, went away, came back again and made it. They like to hit it bang on if they can.
Well, just a knowing kind of nod there from Ray Savage Ford, kind of smirking at Nick Bull, but Nick Bull has smirked right back. They are just brought about by security, but I quite like that, Moses. Nice face-off.
Yeah. So I like that Nick Bull isn't taking it. He's not showing no emotions. It's going to be very hard to kind of shake him up.
Yeah, very much so.
The champ is here, ladies and gentlemen. Ray Ford, your last fight when you won the title, you literally left it to the last few seconds of the fight. How's this one going to play out?
Me having fun in there, man. We're going back to, you know, dominating and taking over the whole fight from round 1 to whenever it ends.
He's had plenty to say this week. You're kind of a quiet guy, but you piped up a little bit in the build-up. Has he gotten under your skin?
Nah. I mean, I just didn't like their energy, but tomorrow, like all this other stuff, walking around and acting tough and, you know, saying whatever they were saying in interviews, that don't matter. What matters is what's going to happen tomorrow, and that's when we're really going to get into that. So, yeah, I'm happy.
All right, good luck and welcome to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Ray Ford, everybody.
Nick, everyone said you should have been standing here as champ. This is your second consecutive world title shot. How much are you looking forward to this?
Massively, yeah. Thanks to everyone involved getting me back on over here. I appreciate it, yeah. Ready to go now.
Perfect. Good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you.
Ray Ford in particular talked about how he didn't like the energy from Nick Ball's team walking around like they're going to do something, like they're tough. Maybe he's I don't know, I don't get that energy from Nick Ball and his team. I guess if you're a spiky character, you might see it like that.
No, well, maybe that's not the impression that I get of Nick Ball's team, but I think that's the impression that Ray Savage is getting, so he might be a little bit shook, we don't know.
We don't know indeed. Fascinating fight. WBA World Featherweight Championship on the line on Saturday night, part of the big 5 versus 5 show. Ray Ford, Nick Ball.
Our next 2 fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the WBC Silver Championship, and it is a final eliminator for the WBC Middleweight World Championship. Let's first welcome the challenger representing Matchroom from Houston, Texas, USA. He brings an undefeated record with 16 wins, 11 of his 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Austin Ammo Williams.
Well, here comes Austin Ammo Williams. Call him outrageous, call him charismatic. What you have to call him is a very good unbeaten middleweight and the toughest test in the career of Hamzah Sheeraz. And Andy, I'm pretty sure I've seen you in that sort of attire in the past, no?
He's been in my room. He's got a tiger's tail on and a headdress. It's an interesting combo, definitely. He's quite intense, isn't he? He's an intense kind of guy.
The defending champion representing Queensberry, and he is the team captain. Hailing from Ilford, England, he is undefeated with 19 wins. 15 of his 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBC Silver Middleweight Champion, Hamzah Sheeraz.
The unbeaten Hamzah Sheeraz, the Queensberry captain, has taken to it like an absolute privilege all week. And Moses, you're very much a Queensberry man.
Yep.
That's a good captain to have there, right?
100%. The first time I watched Hamzah was in Poland, I think it was last year, and he really impressed me. I liked how efficient he is, how he doesn't waste no punches. He sits down in the shots. He's had good power punches, very long rangey. I think this is going to be a Queensberry W.
Well, he's got 13 knockouts in a row, but this, Andy, would be the best knockout of his career if he gets this Williams out of there.
Absolutely, for both of these two, it's the biggest fight of their career to date. They both had good wins, but this is their biggest test, and that's why it's hard to call.
I'm a bit surprised the tail isn't up. I thought he was looking quite happy, and maybe the tail would be up, but the tail remains down.
For Austin Ammo Williams.
I give it to him, man. You got to be confident to be this braggadocious.
Now to the scale, the defending champion.
Hamzah Sheeraz has brought some fans here with him. They are starting to make a bit of noise here. Team HS. As Sheeraz takes to the scales.
159.6 for Hamzah Sheeraz.
Amazing to think that he used to box at super welter, isn't it? How did he do that?
Yeah, unbelievable that he got down to that kind of weight. I mean, he probably end up at, you know, light heavyweight, maybe even beyond that. 6'4".
never know, he might end up as heavyweight.
Moses, what do you make of the outfit, by the way? Is this something that would intimidate you?
No, but I kind of rate it, you know. I think. Listen, you gotta have extreme confidence to pull that off. And he don't look too bad. Don't know about the towel, but why not?
Well, look at the intensity here. Just the same as yesterday. It's going to take an awful lot to break the eye contact between these two. There were sunglasses yesterday, not today though.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, there's a little bit of a wind, so I can understand why shades would be a decent idea, but I guess for the real one, Moses, at the weigh-in, you've got to get those sunglasses off and have a good look.
100%, you want to know what the opponent's all about. I think you can gauge a lot by where he's looking, what colour his lips are, if he's shaking or not, his heartbeat, it all comes to play.
Well, Austin Ammo Williams looks fired up, gives a final kind of battle cry to the crowd, and we're going to hear from them very shortly, both fighters. Here's Todd Grisham.
We're here with Ammo Williams. You've got a tiger tail and a Native American headdress. Describe the regalia. I'm here with Ammo Williams, Native American headdress, tiger tail. What's the regalia represent?
Representing my granddad, my late granddad who just left us, Cherokee Indian. Put that on my head. The tiger is me. That's who I am. And I'm just ready to show my full spirit come Saturday night.
My condolences about your grandfather. I've called a lot of your fights, but I've never seen you this dialed in, this amped up. Am I wrong? Is this different for you?
I have something to take, something that's mine, something that I'm waiting to go get. It's a couple of hours away from me and that WBC belt. I've been asking to get that since September, and it's mine. I have the time. It's mine. I don't care who it is. I don't care where it's at. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted this reaction. I wanted him to have all the confidence in the world, all the people around. That's what I wanted. I'm coming here to take that belt. It's mine.
Good luck to you. Ammo Williams, everybody.
I mean, Hamzah, you're standing here smiling. What did you make of that? What's your response?
No, don't really make much of it, to be fair. Don't really make much of it. Like I said, I'm just extremely grateful to be where I am. And tomorrow night, still undefeated, Hamzah Sheeraz.
Ammo's been fired up all week, but you have been the definition of cool, calm, and composed.
Yeah, no, that's how I've always been. That's how I've always been. Doesn't matter how big the occasion is, I will never let it change me.
Team captain, a little bit of extra pressure?
Not really. Ammo's getting knocked out tomorrow, inshallah.
Good luck on Saturday.
Well, there could not be more contrasting interviews there. Ammo Williams screaming to the crowd here, telling them what he's going to do, how much it means to him. Hamzah Sheeraz, very much the embodiment of cool and calm. But both men have savage intentions tomorrow night.
I like the passion from Williams, but for me, he's a bit too emotional. That expends some energy. Hamzah Sheeraz is ice cool. He doesn't waste a single ounce of energy all week. He saves it all for Saturday night. But for Williams, if that's what you need to do to take yourself to that place, then it's an individual thing.
Next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBC Silver Light Heavyweight Championship. Let's first welcome, representing Matchroom from London, England. He brings a professional record consisting of 18 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw, 11 of his 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome the former British champion and former world title challenger, Craig Spider Richards.
Well, along came a spider. Craig Spider Richards is the man looking to halt the Hutch train on Saturday night and get big points for Matchroom. It's a cracking fight at light heavyweight, this one, Moses. Craig Richards, Willie Hutchinson, cracking fight.
Very interesting. I've been asking a few people about who they think's going to win, and 95% of them said they have not even got an answer, so that's what the best fights
And now let's welcome, representing Queensberry, hailing from Carstairs, Scotland. He had a stellar amateur career, and now as a professional, he has a record of 17 wins, just 1 defeat, 13 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Willie, the Hutch Train Hutchinson.
Well, stand by. Do not cross the yellow line, because here comes the Hutch train. Willie Hutchinson has been talking a good game all week. has every plan to end this fight within the distance and become the first man to stop Craig Richards. Some people are calling him deluded, some people call him crazy. He's a very confident man, Andy.
Yeah, he absolutely is. He's going to have to show us something we've never seen from him before if he's got to win this fight, but in every career that comes that night, he's had one against Lennox Clark, he came up short, he can't come up short again.
Let me add just so quickly saying there. To be in this game, you need a bit of delusional, you need a bit of delusion, you need a bit of self-confidence, a bit of belief. Otherwise, why are you here?
174.2 for Craig Spider Richards.
Craig Richards makes championship weight.
Now we welcome to the scale Willie the Hutch Train Hutchinson. £174 for Willie the Hutch Train Hutchinson.
Well, both fighters make championship weight, and now this is a face-off I'm very much looking forward to. It's been quite intense between them this week.
100%. We'll can't wait.
That's a really interesting thing you said there, Moses, about fighters having to tread that fine line between self-confidence and self-delusion, because it is that, isn't it? You have to believe when that bell goes that the unthinkable, which is losing, is actually impossible, that it's just not going to happen. It doesn't matter if nobody else shares it, you have to believe it.
100%. Most of the biggest upsets come from the most delusional people.
Well, they are nose to nose here. You can see Frank Warren just with his hand on the shoulder of Willie Hutchinson, just in case he does need to just pull him back a little bit. Security in there as well, but they will need to be split apart here.
They were right on the line there, weren't they? That's an interesting situation, you know, when you go forehead to forehead like that. Do you remember Fury doing that to Usyk at the press conference? And you can't give ground, can you? In that situation, you cannot give any ground.
Show no weakness.
Craig, he's had plenty to say about you and to you all week long. It looked like he tried to intimidate you there during the stare down. Has it affected you at all?
Nah, I'm a true professional. We've seen all this before. Come Saturday night, I'm going to get the job done.
I know a lot of your fans, and even yourself included, feel like we haven't seen the best of you yet in your career. What are we going to be saying about you after the fight tomorrow night?
This guy's a serious operator.
Well, good luck to you. Craig Richards, everybody.
Willie, it feels like you've got a lot of support here in Saudi Arabia tonight.
Listen, anywhere in the world, all my family, friends, everyone comes to see me, so I'm I'm blessed to see all my friends and family here. And listen, isn't this unbelievable? Look at all these people here. What a platform to be on. I'm feeling unbelievable and rehydrated and ready to rock and roll. Craig Richards, you better be ready for tomorrow night, you boy. One more sleep. Go!
Good luck on Saturday, Willie.
Thank you, thank you.
Energy from Willie Hutchinson. Great energy from Willie Hutchinson. For me, this is experience versus exuberance. Because I tell you, Willie Hutchinson will not be deterred. You can't tell him anything. He absolutely believes he will be getting the job done tomorrow night. And just a note, a nice bit of attire from Eddie Hearn as well. Interestingly, he called the Queensberry guys competition winners when they were dressed in their tracksuits. And here he is, clearly got a little bit jealous.
It looks like he's working at the theme park or something, doesn't he?
We continue with a special feature. Tomorrow night it is scheduled for 12 rounds, and it will be for both the WBA and IBO light heavyweight championships of the world. Let's first welcome the challenger, a native of Libya, now fighting out of Pieta Malta. He brings an undefeated record with 22 wins, 16 of his 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome Malik Zinad.
Well, here comes Malik Zinad, a huge opportunity for him. He got the call. Beterbiev had to pull out. They needed a replacement. Out of the chaos came opportunity for this man here who jumped at the chance and can change his life. He takes on Dmitry Bivol tomorrow night as part of a huge show here in Riyadh. What an opportunity to become Libya's first world champion.
And now let's welcome the defending world champion, a native of Kyrgyzstan, now fighting out of Indio, California, USA. He is undefeated with 22 wins, 11 of his 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBA and IBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry Bivol!
Comes the unbeaten WBA and IBO World Light Heavyweight Champion Dmitry Bivol. Very simply, one of the best fighters in the world today. And says he took the news of the Beterbiev pullout like a true professional. Very quickly shifted his focus. And this should be an interesting fight because you can tell from Malik Zinad, that's a man who's hungry, that's a man who wants it, Moses.
100%, he definitely looks determined to cause an upset. I don't know if the world's ready for too many of them anymore.
$174.2 for Malik Zinad!
It's not that big, is he, Malik Zinad? That's one thing I think when I look at him. For a light heavy.
£175 for Dmitry Bivol!
Well, both fighters make championship weight. And you talk about upsets, Moses. I tell you, the place upsets tend to happen is right here in Riyadh. Strange things happen here.
100%.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow night in a scheduled 12-round contest for both the WBA and IBO Light Heavyweight Championships of the world.
Copying my technique, man. Look left, look right. He's copying my technique.
Who, Malik Zinad?
No, Bivol. Look to your left eye, look to the right eye, look to the left eye, look to the right eye.
He's got that kind of almost cyborg kind of vibe, hasn't he, Bivol? He's a man machine, isn't he? Shows no emotion.
He's a boxing prototype. That's what he is. Let's head over to Todd Grisham.
I'm here with one of the pound-for-pound kings of boxing, Dmitry Bivol, a late-minute replacement. What do you know about your opponent, and what kind of fight do you expect it to be?
I know about him that he's so confident, he's a good fighter, he never lost, and he won this fight before my previous fight also, and it makes my feelings more excited.
Really?
Yes, it's more excited that he never lost and he wants this fight. It means that we will make good fight Saturday night.
Everyone, of course, wanted to see you against Beterbiev. That fight will happen down the line. But what have you done to make sure you're not overlooking this opponent towards that super fight?
Sorry?
How have you not looked ahead? How have you stayed focused on the task at hand instead of that mega fight down the line?
You know, I'm in boxing more than 25 years. I can't do this. I can't be focused on my opponent, whom I have now. And then we will see.
You got a lot of fans here. What do you want to say to them?
Thank you, guys, everyone who's supporting me. Thank you, thank you.
Dmitry Bivol, everybody.
Willie, we are one day out from the biggest fight of your life. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic. Thank you for everybody for supporting me here. I want you all tomorrow and time for action. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy. My mom is here somewhere. First time, yeah. My mom, be proud for me, mommy. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. My father with me first time after 10 years. So tomorrow's gonna be war inside the ring, guys. War.
Now, you stepped in last minute, and it's only 5 weeks since your last fight. So what have those last 5 weeks been like for you?
Man, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for tomorrow. I'm so happy. It's my moment. I can't wait for this, guys. Tomorrow's the action. Tomorrow you're gonna see performance of Malik Zinad. Thank you for everybody for supporting me. You're gonna see me all tomorrow, guys.
Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you so much. Let's go!
Well, there is Malik Zinad, a man with nothing to lose, Moses. I mean, he's got it all to gain tomorrow.
Yeah, 100%. I kind of like his demeanour.
Yeah.
If I'll be honest, like the way he's coming across, it looks like there might be a little bit of an upset tomorrow.
Well, that is Bivol versus Malik Zinad, WBA and IBO World Light Heavyweight Championships tomorrow night. Fascinating world title fight. It's still 2 unbeaten light heavyweights. It's not the 2 that were initially scheduled, but a cracking fight nonetheless. Let's head over to Michael Buffer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the big boys of the boxing world, the heavyweight division. Now, how do you top what happened 2 weeks ago here in Riyadh when we crowned for the first time in a quarter of a century the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world? Well, 2 weeks later, here we are. We've got 5 versus 5, Queensberry versus Matchroom, and the heavyweight division is represented in our final 2 bouts. This contest coming up, ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Interim Heavyweight Championship of the World. Let's bring the fighters to the scale. First, representing Queensberry, he's the former WBA regular heavyweight world champion. His record, 20 victories. He has 19 KOs, only 2 defeats. He is Dynamite Daniel Dubois.
Well, here comes the all-business Daniel Dynamite Dubois, coming off a career-best win right here in Riyadh in December against Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Had to answer a few questions that night, showed a lot of heart, showed a lot of grit, and got the job done. You must have been impressed with his performance against Big Baby Miller, Moses.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like the experience that he's got from the Jarrell Miller fight, and although he lost to Usyk, I do feel like he's gained a lot of experience from that fight also. And it could play a toll in the fight tomorrow against Filip Hrgovic.
His professional record, 17 fights, 17 victories. He has 14 of those 17 by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, from Croatia, the undefeated Filip El Animal Hrgovic.
Well, here comes El Animal, Olympic bronze medalist, unbeaten heavyweight. IBF Interim Heavyweight Championship on the line against Daniel Dubois. Both fighters have talked this fight up.
Representing Queensberry, he's a former WBA regular heavyweight world champion. Comes to us from London, England. His record, 20 victories, 19 by KO, only 2 defeats. Weighing in at 245.8 pounds for the former world champion, Daniel Dynamite Dubois.
That's quite heavy for Dubois. That's quite heavy. He was 239 against Miller. 245 is 17.5 stone. That's the heaviest he's been for a good while.
I think it's a career heavy, Andy.
17 fights, 14 KOs. Filip El Animal Hrgovic. 247.4. 247.4 pounds.
And he's coming pretty heavy as well, Andy.
Yeah, 247 for him is pretty much where he normally is. Just a little bit heavier, 2-3 pounds above where we normally see him. But that's quite interesting with Dubois coming in just a touch heavier. It's nothing mind-blowing. Do you feel, Moses, like he needs to start quick, Dubois? Not be reckless or gung-ho, but Hrgovic, the one thing I would say about him is I'm not really sure if he's got gears. You can't let him dictate the pace.
Yeah, I can see that. I also do feel like Hrgovic hasn't got a good gas tank, so I don't know. I'm the most excited for this fight, if I'll be honest with you. It's a very curious fight for me. And yeah, 2 future world champions, I believe.
And the winner, of course, could be taking on Anthony Joshua at Wembley Stadium.
Saudi Arabia.
The stakes are very high. IBF Interim.
Filip Hrgovic.
IBF Interim Heavyweight Championship on the line. And as I mentioned, the winner could well be fighting Anthony Joshua at Wembley Stadium. That is the level of carrot being dangled. Let's head over to Todd Grisham, who is joined by Filip Hrgovic.
We are here with El Animal. You don't seem to be too impressed by Daniel Dubois. A lot of people think this is going to be a close fight. You don't think so. Why is that?
I don't know, man. Let's get down to business. Let's see tomorrow. But I believe I'll smash him tomorrow.
Do you expect this to be the toughest fight of your career so far?
No. I think I'll smash him.
All right, let's see if he can smash him tomorrow night. Give it up for Filip Hrgovic.
Daniel, Filip said he's going to smash you. What's your response?
You know what? I'm not here to fuck around. I'm here for war. Let's go.
How hard have you worked for this fight?
Hey?
How hard have you worked for this fight?
Oh, just going to show on Saturday. I've worked my balls off.
And obviously everyone's saying Filip Hrgovic's favourite. What are you saying to those that are doubting Daniel Dubois ahead of this fight?
You'll see Saturday. I'm ready for war.
Good luck on Saturday.
Brilliant interview from Daniel Dubois. I mean, definitely means business, doesn't he, Moses?
No, 100%. I'm excited, man. He's switched it up a little bit. Obviously, it's a new Daniel Dubois in these press conferences and obviously in the interviews. I'm very, very, very intrigued for what's going to happen tomorrow night.
I love that. I absolutely love it because he's got no patience with this anymore. Previously in his career, he'd get a little bit tongue-tied. I think he felt like something was expected of him. He wanted to say what people probably wanted to hear, and he couldn't quite work out what that was, and now he just doesn't care, and he'll say what he likes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night at the Kingdom Arena, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, it's 5 versus 5. Queensberry versus Matchroom Boxing. And something I was just informed of, and you will find very interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, the winning promoter, the winning promotion of the 5 versus 5, courtesy of Riyadh season, will be awarded $3 million. Like that? All right. 3 million additional dollars, like they both needed. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great night of boxing tomorrow night as Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions and Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing proudly present 5 versus 5, presented in conjunction with Riyadh Season, National Events Center, the General Entertainment Authority, Gold Star Promotions, and Sella. They'll be presenting an evening of world-class professional boxing for your entertainment. It's a special thanks, ladies and gentlemen, to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, Turki Al Sheikh. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the official weigh-in continues with our final bout of the evening. It's 12 rounds of boxing between two of the very best in the world in the heavyweight division. Coming out first to the stage, he has a record of 29 fights, 26 victories, 21 of his 26 victories by KO, 2 defeats, 1 draw, standing 6'6", from Zhoku, China, now living, training and fighting out of New Jersey, USA, former WBO interim heavyweight world champion, Gile Big Bang Zhang!
The Big Bang, Gile Zhang, former WBO interim heavyweight champion, coming off quite a strange performance against Joe Parker in which he had him over a couple of times but never truly capitalized. Ended up losing a very close decision that night. He says that it's angered him, he says that he's made changes, and he says that this is a new Big Bang that we will see on Saturday night.
And now making his way to the stage with a professional record of 47 fights, 43 victories, 42 of his wins coming by way of knockout, only 3 defeats with 1 draw, standing 6'7", from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, USA, the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder.
Well, here comes the former long-reigning WBC World Heavyweight Champion, Deontay Wilder. He is the Matchroom captain on Saturday night. If he knocks out Gile Zhang, he takes 4 points to Matchroom. And if you know Deontay Wilder, most of his career with that 97% knockout rate, he wins his fights by knockout.
Joining now, living, training, and fighting out of New Jersey in the United States. 26 victories, 21 by KO. One of the top heavyweights in the world, Gile Bing Bang Zhang. 282.8 pounds.
Well, that's 9 pounds lighter than he was last time out, and it's good to see because he was too heavy, I thought, at 291.
To the scales, the former world champion. 43 victories, 42 wins by knockout. 6'7" from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, USA. The Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder.
All of my comments are screaming my name while I'm in the club doing them
214.6 pounds. The Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder.
214, 15 stone 4. That's exactly where he's been his last couple of fights, and around there is where he's done his best work. He was much heavier in the second and the third fight, particularly against Fury, but Alexander Usyk showed us a couple of weeks ago you don't have to be massive to be the king. Mike Tyson showed us that in the 80s. For the heavyweights, really, Moses, it's a case, isn't it, of you take care of your nutrition, your hydration, you do everything right, and weight-wise, I guess you end up where you end up.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, there's nothing, one specific thing that can win you a fight. Is becoming good overall. And I guess that's why the champions that are champions, they do everything well. Once you step in the ring, it's the full corner of the truth. So you can't slip up with nothing.
Queensberry versus Matchroom. 5 versus 5. It all goes down at the Kingdom Arena tomorrow night. Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Well, look at that. Big Bang Zhang, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. 63 knockouts between them. I don't think this one is going the distance tomorrow night.
Here they are, the main event and final bout of the evening tomorrow night.
How do you see this? I change my mind every day because Wilder's still a devastating puncher, even if maybe he has lost that absolutely razor edge. Gile Zhang, though, again, he can whack as well, and he's not quite as easy to hit as people think.
Very curious. I'm very curious about this one. I don't believe that Wilder has the ability to win if he doesn't have that right hand with him, but we'll see. We'll find out tomorrow night.